knew the truth. They knew what to do, what to do. Our ancestors were scientists, yes, scientists of the spirit. Our ancestors were wise to observe the solstice time. Our ancestors knew the time to awaken genius in our minds.
Solstice is the time the sun stands still. Solstice is the time for peace and goodwill.
Solstice is the time to meditate so deep. Solstice is the time to slumber and sleep. Solstice is the time the sun stands still. Solstice is the time for peace and goodwill. Solstice is the time to meditate so deep. Solstice is the time to slumber and sleep. Our spirit stands ready, ready to receive whatever we sow, we shall reap. If we have some goals, we will to achieve. Solstice is the time to plant those seeds.
Solstice is the time divinely designed. Solstice is the time to train your mind.
Solstice is the time to focus on our needs. Solstice is the time to examine our needs. Solstice is the time divinely designed. Solstice is the time to train your mind. Solstice is the time to focus on our needs. Solstice is the time to examine our needs. Our ancestors taught us we meditate. Our spirits will deliver what we cultivate. Solstice is the time.
Solstice goes the mind.
Solstice is the time.
Cultivate your mind.
A time to cultivate your mind.
Are you ready to take a journey within? Know that peace is your true nature. Peace is yours eternally. Whenever, wherever, peace is yours.
Spirit stands ready, ready to receive whatever we sow, we shall reap. If we have some goals, we will
Have some goals, right? Got some goals. Welcome, everybody. All right. Let us know when you're how you feel. Right.
Solstice is the time to focus on our needs. Solstice is the time to examine our needs.
Most powerful time of year. It's right around the corner, y'all. The winter solstice. We're going to talk a little bit about the winter solstice this evening. But first, greetings to everybody. Peace and blessings. Etepu. Assalamu alaikum. Okay, we got Ohio in the house. Ushan. I'm saying that right. And Rochelle is with us. Where are you from? We have Virginia in the house. Quay. Edwin is here. Rudy is here. Where's my Brooklyn people at? Oh, Chicago is here. Tyria. Peace and blessings. Good to see y'all. Let me see if we have any first timers in the house. If you're with us for the very first time, you just stumbled across us on Facebook or Instagram. The spirits led you here. The ancestors led you here tonight. Put a 1 and a star in the chat so we can welcome you. Peace, Joanne. And Harisa Meneb is with us. Janice, Noel. Yes, a chance to gain sacred wisdom. That's what that's about. Guy is here from Cotonou, Benin. Wow. What time is it over there? Jerry's with us. And Perry, Antarak. Oh, you're saying the Necharak, my bad. I'm saying, where's Antarak? Berkeley, California. Shauna is with us. Welcome, Shauna. Oh, really? My volume's low? How's the volume, y'all? Give me a 1 no, don't give me a 1. That means you're brand new. Let me know how the sound is. Music is off, should be off. Okay, we got, yes, it is Sweet TN on YouTube. It's one of our Queen Mothers from DC. I think that was an old message. Yes, Carlos is in the house. Up, Kesmeni, Super Soldier Heru is in the house. Sefu Tepra, all right. Enjoy and happiness from New Jersey. Baratu is here. Rochelle is here. There's Brooklyn in the house. Baba's with us. Deborah from YouTube. Oh, wow, right now we got Ottawa, Canada. I'm going to Canada next month. Not Ottawa, though. Toronto. Atlanta's in the house, George. And Carlos is in Detroit. St. Pete, Florida. Dr. Brown is in town. Toronto is here. All right, Farah. I hope I see you in Toronto. Second week of December. Zuhura from South Carolina via Detroit. And Sharif. Okay, Sharifa, I missed you. I was with your partner the other day. Can't remember. Was that yesterday? In Cleveland. Asking about you. I heard you got your Kamitic journal and you're doing your work. Saket Nair from Oakland, California. Been too long since I've seen you. Stephanie and Anum is here from the UK. All right, give it up. Y'all give some fire to the UK. They're up late. Kai Maati. Don't bend the dial too much. Edwin Hector, it's not your first time. Janice is here from Illinois. Armenica, another one of those golden voices from the DMV originally, now on the west side. And Tepu, Leon is here. Stephanie, you're a first timer? Put your hands together for Stephanie. How'd you hear about this, Stephanie? And Divine Love is with us. Imani is a first time with us. Wonderful. Give it up for your Imani, y'all. Okay, Temple, glad you. Oh, my brother Temple, what's going on? Long time. 2 a.m. in Benin. All right, brother. Saket Nair, you're not a first timer. Sharma. Marketers Media is with us on YouTube. First timer, welcome. Hey, John, Marilyn, Carlton. God Dusk is with us on fire. That's what I'm talking about. There's my man, Goyo. Doodle Bang. Floating Lotus is here. Peace and gratitude to you. Linda. South Carolina's in the house. New Jersey. Amabahek from the UK. Okay. New Jersey. Oh, I see you, Shechem, on the incognito on us. I see you. Many, you know, I'm fired up to see y'all. Oh, Nerama Ariancha's in the house. Setaheta. Saeb from Belize. Yes. Beautiful. And Sharon, welcome. You in Ja? Okay, Temple. Good to hear that. All right, peace, everybody. We're going to talk about the solstice in a minute. But first of all, to our first timers, my name is M. Tahuti Kamo. I'm happy to welcome you to the Kamitic Legacy channel under the direction of Shechem Ra'unefer Amen, our master teacher, who will be with us next Thursday for his regular 3 installments of KGM, Kamitic Guided Meditation. Okay, I see you, Ayoka, from Florida. I guess I'll see you in one of these next 3 days. Beautiful, beautiful. So we are here to talk about Kamitic Guided Meditation, how this powerful system can improve your life, how this powerful system can help you to achieve your goals, how this powerful system can activate the hidden talents within you that are actually the divine powers within you that the Most High has shared with us all by making us in its likeness. Yes, and also, most importantly, how Kamitic Guided Meditation can help you elevate, help you to achieve union with the Creator on a higher level, help you to understand your highest purpose in life, what life is really all about, and what's that master domino that you need to knock down in order to open the way for your highest level of achievement. So first order of business tonight, we just want to wrap up the Heru Kuhuti cycle. The Heru Kuhuti cycle was very powerful. Let me see some fire in the chat. Let me see some strength in the chat if you got something powerful out of our Heru Kuhuti cycle. For those of you not familiar, Heru Kuhuti is that aspect of God, that divine intelligence we call a Neter, right? One of the Neteru. The one supreme being, for my first timers, is that which is indescribable, incomprehensible. We refer to the one supreme being in different names, descriptive names, and one of them is Nebuchadnezzar, which means the Lord of all, the Lord of all. So there's only one God, one supreme being, one divine intelligence that has created the world. But this one supreme being manifests itself through various powers, through various aspects, in the same way that we as people have different aspects to our personality. Isn't that right? You have a different talent, a different mindset, a different skill set that you bring to being the best parent that you can be. And that's different from the one that you might have to bring to work, that you might have to bring to your own business. You got a job and a business. You got a relationship. You got to take care of your health. Life is multifaceted, and there's different aspects of yourself that you have to bring to bear on those different areas of your life. So we metaphorize, we symbolize, we represent these different faculties of the spirit in graphic images, in personality images that have come down through the millennia as the Neteru, translated in other traditions as the Orisha, as the angels, the archangels, and so on. All of these are attributes of the one supreme being, that we use these attributes to identify what aspect of God we are talking about, what aspect of God we are cultivating, we are developing, we are under the dominion of in the various enterprises of our life. So as our great master teacher taught us in Medunate Volume 1, it's not polytheism, it's syntheism or systtheism, right? It's understanding the one as a completion of the multiple parts of the whole, in the same way that you cannot understand your physical body if you don't understand that you have different types of muscle groups in your body. You got fast twitch muscle, slow twitch muscle. You got different organs. You got a digestive system that's made up of a set of organs. You have a nervous system. You have a circulatory system. You have an immune system. And these systems can even work against each other, as in an autoimmune disease, if they are not functioning in the harmony of the whole. And the harmony of the whole is the oneness of the one creator that manifests all things. So Herukuhuti is that attribute of God that we use to cut with negativity, that we use to assert our intention so that we can transform our lives, we can transform our persons, so that we are not going through life being dragged around by our emotions and our desires, but instead we are the master of our life, and our emotions and desires serve us as the root powers that we manifest our goals, our dreams, our visions, our purpose in the world. So each month we focus on a different attribute, a different one of these Neteru, Orisha, Obosum, angels, archangels, however you want to call it. But we have the ancient science from our ancestors in ancient Egypt, which is a Greek word. We refer to them as the Kamo, or the people of Kemet, the Black Land. We have the reference points to know the words of power and the meditation techniques to stimulate, to awaken, to nourish these attributes of our divine spirit, so that we can improve ourselves 1 month at a time, 1 year at a time, 1 step at a time. We're on the path of spiritual growth and development, and the goal is for you to be holy, which is a transformation of the word whole. You can't succeed in life fully if you are fragmented, if you are partial, if you have this attribute developed but not this other. In the same way that you need all of the organ systems of your body functioning properly for you to have holistic health, you need all of the organ systems of your spirit, which we call the Neteru, functioning properly for you to manifest your highest self. So Herukuhuti, we spent this month focusing on that. And again, if you just dropped in, if you're just joining us, the place for you to start is with our Kamitic Guided Meditation, Amen, free session. I'll give you the link for that in a minute. But you will, as a member of Kamitic Guided Meditation, it's $25 a month. You get 3 sessions with the master teacher, and you get access to all the recordings. So at any point, if you determine, Herukuhuti, I really need that. You know, I've been struggling with addiction. I've been struggling with my weight. I've been struggling with my anger. I've been struggling with these emotions that destroyed relationships, that have had me lose jobs. I need that sword. I need that machete. I need that spear. I need those chains, unbreakable chains, to deal with the animal nature within me, right? So that I can manifest my higher self, transcend these behaviors. So if you discover that, you can go back and as a member have access to the Herakuhuti instruction, affirmations, and meditation tracks so you can work on that power. And let me tell you, we had some amazing testimonials last week. We had some people that cured themselves of very chronic insomnia. I mean, all kind of things, broke habits, repaired relationships, all in the course of 21 days of work, spiritual work with the Herakuhuti mantra and the mindfulness to observe the behaviors, the laws that are represented by this aspect of God. So I just want to spend a couple of minutes for those of you who want to know, how do I keep that going, right? Because that aspect of your life does not stop having its needs when the Herakuhuti cycle is over. And these cycles, for those of you that may not be aware, are governed by the phases of the moon. So every new moon, that's the time when you can't see the moon, right? It's devoid of light. And then it waxes to the full moon and wanes back to the next new moon. So that's the actual month or mooneth. So the real month does not start on the 1st of November, the 1st of December. Most times it doesn't. Most times the new moon is not on the very first of what we use as an industrial calendar month. The new moon, right? You have to look that up in an ephemeris or calendar. That's one of the things that we have to identify when the new moon is. And that new moon signals a new cycle where the energies are present and dominant in the environment for you to nourish this part of your spirit. And if you don't have this science, this ancient spiritual technology, every month is the same to you. You don't really know that. But as you learn about it, you'll look back and say, wow, this happened to me in Herakuhuti cycle. This happened to me in Oset cycle. This happened to me in Ma'at cycle. Okay, right on, Menebra. And you'll realize that even though you were not aware that these energies were manifesting strongly in that particular month, you'll start to see a pattern where certain things in your life fell apart, or certain things in your life came together. Certain things were attracted to you in those lunar cycles. So it's a deep science, and that's what we're sharing with you here. So in the course, Ma'at, the 11 laws of health, wealth, and success, we have the assets that you need to continue to work with the Herakuhuti energy. And one of the things that you'll get in that course, I know this is probably small on your phone for you to see that, is a list of affirmations that relate to Herakuhuti. So in your Kamitic Guided Meditation course, you were able to get the affirmations, right, that were given as the seeding in the meditation track, right? So that's what a master teacher does, a yogi, a spiritual master, is while you are going through your meditation, they will drop certain words, certain phrases, certain ideas on you to help you, to guide you, to nourish that faculty and to connect the nourishment of that faculty with the goals, with the challenges, with the stress triggers, the things that are going on in your life, right? So every month we focus on a different aspect as that cycle comes around. But this list of affirmations and the instructions that you get in the course helps you to focus on multiple aspects and to apply that Herakuhuti meditation to other areas that you might not have covered this particular month. So every month you have the opportunity to, either pick up the entire course, which gives you all 11 faculties, or you can just get the faculty work that you need in particular, right? So for example, I can't even read it. It's very small. Let's see here. Yeah, that's StreamYard, y'all. So for example, I think that's 5. It says, I take neither gain nor loss to heart. Peace is my nature, right? I take neither gain nor loss to heart. Peace is my nature. You know, that's an important, and we actually use the word truism, right? Because you can affirm something that's a lie. When you wake up sometime and you say, you know, I'm just sick and tired of XYZ, you are affirming illness. You are affirming fatigue. I'm overwhelmed. Those are affirmations. Those are affirmations. You are affirming something, but you're affirming a lie. You're affirming a harmful statement that's really not in harmony with the truth. The truth might be, well, you need to pay more attention to your diet, your supplements, your qigong, your exercise, your sleep, right? You're not overwhelmed, you're undernourished, right? When you fix that, then you'll have the strength to endure whatever it is that life is demanding from you, right? So you want to align what you affirm with the truth, with the facts, and particularly with divine law. So that's what these are. These are affirmations that are based on divine law. So when you say, I take neither gain nor loss to heart, this is a master law of your spirit, that gains and losses do not have the power, essentially, to depress you. That's a conditioned reaction, right? That you can transcend, that you can overcome, that you must transcend and overcome, because life is going to have its peaks and valleys. It's going to have its ebbs and flows. It's going to have its gains and its losses, materially speaking. But just because you lost doesn't mean you have to lose. You know what I'm saying? Just because you lost something or someone does not mean that you have to lose your spirit, your energy, your life force, your power, your divinity, and your ability to bounce back, your ability to grow and to actually enhance yourself from that experience. And many of you know what I'm talking about. You know, many famous people, many people that have done major things, and they all have a story to tell. They usually have a story to tell about how they had to transcend, situations. I think, was it Steve Harvey had to sleep in a car? A lot of these, I don't know what it is about sleeping in your car, but a lot of these millionaires and famous people talk about how things got so bad. They were homeless. They were sleeping in their car, before they got that big break. So you all know what I'm talking about. Resilience. But you need to tell your spirit over and over again, particularly 21 days in a row, I take neither gain or loss to heart, because peace is my nature. It's natural for me to be at peace in the state of loss, in the state of having lost something. And I don't take gain to heart either. What does that mean? That means you have gotten to the spiritual level where you understand that nothing can really make you happy, right? So that when you gain, when you possess something, if you now feel like that is making you happy, that's what's making you who you are, then you are setting yourself up for self-destruction, right? Because now, taking that gain to heart, making that gain or that so-called good or positive thing, you say, well, that's the source of my happiness, right? That's the source, that shows my success. Then you're attached. And when you're attached to worldly things in a world that's full of change, that will always change and fluctuate, right? Like the great musician said, everything must change. Then you're setting yourself up for a big downfall. So we want to be in the world, but not of it. We want to have our happiness, our satisfaction, our fulfillment in life coming from our relationship with the Most High, coming from our spiritual development, coming from the spirit, not from the earth, so that we can live in the world without being chained to worldly things for our state of being. So this is a powerful affirmation that if you're not acquainted with that, that's something that you want to take into meditation over and over again 21 days in a row. So it actually rewires your neural network, right? So that when something negative, so-called, happens to you, when you lose something, it automatically comes to your mind that this does not have the power to rob me of my peace, because peace is my nature, right? Beautiful affirmation. So you can see there's a bunch of them here that you get, and each one is, is illustrated in the module. So if you need the Herokuhuti module, you can purchase that. They're $25, and it's delivered on our Kamitic Stream platform, right? In fact, I got it right here. Let me share this with you. Okay, so you can see that here. That's the Herokuhuti. Comes with the basic meditation instruction, and it gives you the faculty and the affirmations. And then you have the Herokuhuti mantra track to work with, and a Herokuhuti guided meditation. So that's on our mobile app. Our mobile app is called Kamitic Stream. Kamitic Stream. You can go to the Google Play Store. You can go to the Apple App Store and type in Kamitic and get your Kamitic Stream app, which is free. And it's powerful because now you have your mantras, your meditations with you as you move about, and you also can assemble your own playlist. So some of you might be working with Heru and Herokuhuti. Some of you working on Osir, but then you want to do this Herokuhuti meditation every Tuesday and Thursday on those fiery days of the week. On Sunday, you might want to do that, right? So this now allows you to have your own playlist. You can have your stuff set up, right? Because you got to destroy that excuse, right? When you say, I know I should meditate. I just didn't make the time. Oh, you couldn't find 17 minutes? Really? You couldn't find 18 minutes, 20 minutes here, 12 minutes over here? The more you do it, the quicker you go into the meditation state, the trance or transformational state. The more you do it, the quicker you can do that. So you could be very effective in 10 minutes. Just click, put your track on, got the mantra, do your meditation affirmations, your scripts, your visualizations, and boom, keep going about your day. This is so powerful, so liberating. So you need the Herokuhuti to continue. Here's the address. It's bit.ly/Herokuhuti, and you can get your track and you can work with that track. All right. So if you have any questions or any testimonials also that you didn't get a chance to give while we are chatting tonight, I would appreciate it if you would put that in the chat. So those of us, our special guests tonight, will be able to hear about your experience live. So you can go ahead and put that in the chat. Okay, Carlton says that affirmation is helping. I hear you, brother. Trading, right? You on them charts. Yes, powerful thing. You definitely got to have that. Otherwise, you become a revenge trader, right? You take that loss to heart, then you be up there making foolish mistakes. I feel you on that. Take not that gain, take not that loss to heart. Then don't get hyped when you make the money, because then you get cocky and boom, next thing you know, I know exactly what you're talking about. Sharon knows what you're talking about. Yes. How do I find my portal or where? Okay. Well, if you're brand new, Let me give you that. You might be feeling Herakahuti. You can go to that right away. But we want you to definitely start with this. So you go to tinyurl.com/meditation portal, tinyurl.com/meditation portal. And there you're going to get our free entry level. It's a very powerful meditation classes and guided meditation. And the subject matter is the divine inner peace that we have been blessed with from the Creator, which our ancestors in Kemet metaphorized as the so-called God, Amen. And this is such a powerful concept that word, Amen, has found itself in many religions. Several thousands of years later, you have billions of people saying the word Amen, Amen, not knowing that the origin of that word and the concept, the practice behind it, started with the Africans in the Nile Valley thousands of years ago. So you say Amen, you say Amin. Yeah, you got to get with that knowledge right there. That's tinyurl.com/meditation portal. And by the way, if you're on here with us and you benefited from these teachings, I really ask you to take that link and send it out to 10, 15 people. You know, we need a peaceful world, and we can't have a peaceful world if there's no peace inside of people. We got to have peace-filled people in the world so that we can have a peaceful world. So this meditation for peace, and we're going to be talking about that at the winter solstice, meditation for world peace. World peace. Peace in the world cannot happen if people are full of grief, worry, sadness, addiction, because they lack inner peace. So this is a very, very important thing. We ask you to spread this. It's free, no obligation. People can go in there and meditate as often as they want and get access to these high teachings of some of our greatest ancestors. All right, let's see what y'all are saying in the chat. Yes, that's the link for people who want to come in for the first time. You can jump right in and become a member, but it's great to go into that Amen portal first. That's right, Ashe, Amen, Amun. So that you can get the full experience. And really, Amen is the foundation of everything else. It is that nothingness out of which all things are made. It is the foundational work. And there's no Amen cycle, so to speak, because Amen is the void, is the dark matter. So we have that as a resource. Everybody should work with that. Yes. Thank you, Mama Pati Ma'at. Thank you for that. And we have Osun from Barbados. That's our second person in Barbados. Okay, now the Bajans are in the house on Facebook. I wonder if you know Sister Osette, who's in Barbados. Good to see you. Yes, the link is tinyurl.com/meditation portal. So it's easy to remember, right? Tiny like small, url.com/meditation portal, all one word. Just go in there. You got to put in your email address. You don't have to put a credit card or anything like that. Just put your email address in. You'll get an email from us with your username and password, and you'll be able to log in and go to work. Put in that meditation work. All right. So I want to announce to you all that I'm in Florida. We're in Florida. Be good to meet y'all. Any of y'all in Florida? We have a three-day weekend. We start tomorrow at the Masonic Temple in Jacksonville, Florida, 410 Broad Street, Masonic Temple. And we have a what is that, 6-hour program. We'll be going to be doing spiritual readings there. So if you need to get your spiritual reading together, if you need to, you can, it's not too late early for you to get your spiritual reading for the year. We're going to talk about planning for the year. And we're going to talk about the astrological sciences and how to use astrology to elevate your character as well as to achieve your goals. We'll be talking about that. We'll be doing a guided meditation. And we're also going to have a nice youth program. We have some young people coming through earlier in the day for that. In Jacksonville, Florida tomorrow. And then on Saturday, we'll be in St. Petersburg, Florida at Eckerd College. And that's on 54th Avenue South in St. Petersburg, Florida. You can go to aasflorida.org. I have that on the bottom of the screen there to get more specifics. And then Pompano Beach on Sunday from 2 to 6 at the Spiritual Guidance Temple of Truth. We'll be having a mass meeting and a workshop and so on. All 3 locations, you can get a spiritual reading done. You can get your workshop on, and you'll also be able to pick up a copy of the Kamitic Pautnetaru calendar for 2026 and the Kamitic Meditation Journal. Kamitic Meditation Journal. So, Florida. Who's in the house from Florida? I saw Dr. Brown. St. Pete. Will these readings be offered only to members? No, these readings are to the public. These readings are to the public, yeah. And they're only in person, though. You got to come in person. Yes, we're down here with the great Mr. Amade, the Amade family. Okay, we have Wilson's going to be here with us. New York City, Strong Island. Okay, I don't see any other. Okay, Maurice says, Medunitaire enabled me to know what all experiences come to me as shaping factors to grow wisdom and spiritual power. You're speaking the truth right there. As the young people would say, facts. Yes, yes. So if you know anybody in Florida, let them know. Go to aasflorida.org and get the information. They can register to get a reading and also attend our event in Florida. And next month, we'll be in Canada. So what are we going to be talking about? We're going to be talking about astrological cycles. Astrological cycles. And let me turn that off. Yes, that's right. Astrological cycles, you know, we've been given a very distorted knowledge or idea about astrology, right? And then some people are like, oh, astrology is taboo and so on. You know, astrology is basically the study of how cycles influence human behavior and human events. And there's so much documentation that there is a correlation between the things that happen in people's lives. And a lot of you know it. You have a properly erected astrological birth chart, and you see how people with certain signs prominent, they express certain personality traits, right? You know, but our ancestors had a higher knowledge of that, you know, the highest use of astrology is not for you to understand your personality, which is only one part of you, right? You know, no, it's not, hey, I'm a Leo, so, you know, I don't take no stuff, you know, I got to be the boss, I got to be independent, you know, hey, I'm a Gemini, so, you know, no, that's just the vessel of your personality energies that you're manifesting, and the most dominant energy within what you're calling your personality. But behind that is an understanding that our personalities, our ability to perform, our talents are influenced by occult forces. Oh, wait a minute, said that word. You know what that means? Occult just means hidden. You can't see it. It's like imperceptible. So the fact that somebody was born on June 16th at 3 a.m., and somebody can take that information and erect an astrology chart and tell you things about that person's personality, tendencies, talents, and life without ever even meeting them, is telling you something very profound, right? That the energy that is dominant on the earth, which goes through cyclical fluctuations, right, has the power to imprint on a part of us something very significant that will shape our life. So that's one of those pieces that you just got to really sit down. And it hit me when, I really learned the truth, not the newspaper stuff that's not even sidereal astrology, but really learned the truth about astrology and started to see this confirmation that you could explain people's behaviors, personalities, and talents through their astrological configuration, their birth chart or whatever. It's like, how does that work? How does that happen? But the most profound understanding is that energy, that hidden energy, you can't see it, you can't feel it, that is at work, that shapes a person based on the time at that moment that they took their first breath, really, right? When you came out and took your first breath, that put a stamp on your soul, or what we would call your Kaiibit, that one of your 7 bodies, that governs your energy, that would be possible. That energy is happening all around you all the time. So the higher and hidden science of astrology, hidden not necessarily because it's a conspiracy, but just, it's a science, and most people just are never initiated into it, that energy is available to you all the time. And if you know what energy is predominant at a given time and what that energy can help you to do, then you can be very intentional about utilizing the energy of the earth to manifest your goals, right? It's the same way that some of you will say, well, I'm a night person, or I'm a day person. I got to wake up at, before dawn or what have you. And I get my most productive work done around 10 o'clock, right? So if you know that about your person, you would be foolish not to or try to organize as best you can your day so that you can use that energy to advance your life, right? You don't want to miss that moment, because if you don't put the important tasks that you have that are the steps for you achieving your goal, if you don't put those in order in such a way where you can attack those in your highest state of energy, then you find yourself not accomplishing things. You say, yeah, well, I know I got to get to that, but by the time I sat down to do that, I was tired. I just wasn't feeling it. I had writer's block. So you know what I'm talking about. You have these different phases of productivity. So that's what this is about, is that on a higher level, that, you got to get things done. And on the highest level, if you have the Medunitaire Oracle, for example, you can align, you can do a reading, a spiritual reading, right? So if you find out, okay, for me to succeed in school, to graduate in my master's program, or for me to graduate, my PhD, or for me to get back in school, get my GED knocked out, or my certification for X skill, the faculty of the spirit that's in charge of that is Herukahuti, right? How do you know that? You know that from a spiritual reading, right? Some of you might pick up on it, intuitively, but let's say you know that from a spiritual reading, then you can know what months Herukhuti's energy is dominant in. But even better than that, you can know what days of the week and what hours, what planetary hours that energy is dominant in. And you can be very intentional about scheduling your appointments, your work, your study, your meditations to achieve your goal, to take advantage of the energy that is available. Let me know in the chat if you get what I'm saying, if you're catching this, right? If you're picking up what I'm trying to put down right here. Thank you, Sharon, for putting a link in the chat for the events. Who's picking up what? Okay, you tuned into the rhythm, right on. Right, you're picking up what I'm putting down. That's what our ancestors mastered the science of. And all of those temples and structures were, celestial clocks for them to chart these fluctuations of cycles. So that's what the Kamitic Paut Neteru calendar and so forth is about. It's about you knowing what time it is, right? What month it is, what energies are predominant in a given month. Yes, yes. So you can plan your work and work your plan. You can put yourself in sync with the astrological energies. Yeah, that's last year's calendar. This is this year's Kamitic meditation journal. All right, I see you, Sharifa. That's right. Sharifa has one of these. So this is our 2026 Kamitic meditation journal. It is a diary, it is a workbook, it is a calendar, it is a spiritual training piece to help you make meditation your MVP. What's your MVP? Your most valuable practice. Your most valuable practice in life is meditation. Yes, Kenu, each hour, but it's not the clock hour. You got to get the actual times. There is a certain energy that's available. Now, each hour you're not going to switch, but you can schedule things. Sharon, you're right. Your most valuable practice is meditation, because meditation is where you sit in between heaven and earth. Meditation is where you learn how to take the heavenly influences and apply them to your earthly goals, and where you learn to extract the heavenly lessons from these earthly experiences that you find. You can get your meditation journal. I'll give you the link for that in a minute. So this journal teaches you about that, and it ties into our Kamitic Guided Meditation membership, in the sense that every month, like we just came through Herakahuchi month, you would have known that in advance, and you can do some deep dive on the work. Yes, right. Most valuable practice, MVP. So it gives you the plan for the year. And this is, we're going to wrap this up in a minute, just touching on the winter solstice, because there's a lunar cycle and there's a solar cycle. The year is the solar cycle, right? That's the big cycle. In our personal growth and development, the big cycle is the solar cycle. The lunar cycle is month by month, how we change our mind, how we nourish our and purify our soul with the influences of our spirit. So in the Kamitic Meditation Journal, you'll have all of the knowledge, information here on the different faculties of the spirit, their timing, the keys of working with the 7 days around the full moon as the most critical piece. That's another thing about, how to work smart. When you say, I don't have time to meditate, I don't have time, I got to do this before I can get my spiritual work together, and so on. Yeah, you do have time. You just need to schedule it out right, So, for example, you would know when the full moon is, and you would make very sure that, during those 7 day periods, you really focused on getting your work done. That's how you get your calendar and your journal. You go to KamitAstrologyCalendar.com. So what else do we have in here? Meditation script, the meditation scripting process that you learn in the Ma'ad 11 Laws of Health, Wealth, and Success. Is some information here to help you to coordinate your meditations. And there's journaling space for you to develop your meditation script and for you to record your meditation scripts. And most importantly, on the bottom there, to track and hold yourself accountable to doing your meditation for 21 days straight. What's the best 21-day period from the new moon to the last quarter. So that's 21 days, and that's marked by date on your calendar, so you know exactly when to start. Hold yourself accountable. Here's the information on the planetary hours that we spoke about. That's in your journal, how to use that to enhance your meditations, samples of how to do your meditation script, and the process of how to work your goals. And if you have spiritual readings, how to work those throughout the cycle and work them into your meditation. There's also a prompt here because the big cycle of the year, this is a time when we have to evaluate ourselves, when we have to set our goals. You want to get out ahead of that. You don't want 2026 to take you by surprise and you wind up, that's the year that you lose a valuable relationship because you weren't on your game. You weren't prepared. Who was it said, proper preparation prevents poor performance, or proper preparation, right, programs you for a powerful performance. You got to be prepared. So you don't wait until tragedy befalls you to say, oh God, reach out to God then. Or that's when you want to start meditating and paying attention to your health. You want to develop a habit, a plethora of healthy habits. So this is a time to look at each of the areas of your life, your personal growth, your relationships, your business, your money, your finance, right? Your goal for the year, your parenting. And if you're fortunate, you have access to get spiritual readings on those areas. If not, from some good self-contemplation, that Tahuti meditation, you want to get some insight into what you need to do to grow and to preserve your relationships, your key relationships, your health practices, right? So you have a strong reset at the beginning of this new year, this new solar cycle. You can even get down in here to some of the principles of finance, paying yourself first, making sure that you're shopping with a list, that you are, you're being intentional about how you handle your money, your finances, and you're going to bring those habits into 2026. Get a spiritual reading for what governs your success this year. So what are your important cycles and what are the divine laws that you must make sure that you focus on. And then every month you have a calendar that gives you the moon phases. It also gives you highlights the days and hours when the faculty of that month is at its peak, so that you can plan your meditations and even your meetings, right? You got your own business, Sebek governs your business, and you got important meetings with a banker or the accountant, this deal you're trying to get. And the person says, well, when would you like to meet? I tell you what, let's meet Wednesday at 2:15. Oh, okay. Right? They don't have to know, it's no secret, but you're meeting at a time when the forces, the energies, the cyclical biorhythm, if you will, is in your favor. So this will help that meeting to go properly. Or let's say you're writing a book and Sebek is key to that, then those are the hours when you can do your Sebek meditation and then sit down and have that thought stream, to help you to brainstorm, to come up with those ideas. So this is a way to use astrology and very intentional. So yeah, that's what we'll be talking about. Also, every month you get the personality evaluation. So you sit here and you look at how your Sebek or your Herakahuti or your Heteru has been manifesting over the years, right? What excesses, deficiencies do you have? So you can dedicate that cycle to doing the work of cleaning that up. Does that make sense to y'all? Chance favors the prepared mind. I know that's right. Okay, Houston. Y'all got quiet on me. All right, Maurice. So that's what's in your Kamitic Meditation Journal. So you have your months laid out. You also have lots of space. And I added some divination worksheets in here. So those of you that are advanced students, or you've got the I Ching Praxis by Ronald F. Amen. You got Meditative Volume 3. You got your readings, and you need to know how to work those readings. This is a little form to help you to put your your keynotes down, your shaping factors, your related details, so that you can come to the proper understanding of a reading, right? Okay, Taki, I found this period of medication or meditation to be the most difficult, yet I have seen many miracles through consistent effort. Okay, right on. Well, that's what Herokuhuti is about. Herokuhuti is a persistence, right? That beats resistance. Take a lick and keep on ticking. Take a beat down, still stick around. That Herokuhuti is relentless. So that's what was with you. Yes, we have I Ching Praxis. We have it available. It has been reprinted. So we have that available for you. You can pick that up in Philly. You may be able to order that also. And no, we're not dealing with the Bazi at the moment. So that's what's in your Kamitic Meditation Journal. Also have your little streak here, your affirmation streak, where you can write your affirmations, because that's another part. You can, again, you might say, okay, I'm not making the time to meditate and so on, but the affirmations are so key, right? So you could have this sheet here where you have your top 3, 4, 5 affirmations, and in the car on the way to work, as soon as you get into the parking lot, you sit there and you just go through them. You just repeat them mentally over and over again about 10 times. Check it off. You do that 21 days straight, you're going to find a powerful effect in your life. How to find which time to send a healing to a loved one. Yeah, well, the healers are Osset, Heteru, are the main healers. So those hours are great. Okay, we have Anum who says, thank you, Shechem Shechem. The meditations are powerful. I have started a new job teaching. Let me take this down. I have started a new job teaching and have another opportunity opening up tomorrow. Changes started during the Ma'at and Herokuhuti cycle, but it all began to shift in the first Winter Solstice Course. Thank you for all the work and divine guidance. You got that right. That's right. And Jordan says, I'm in the process of trying to lose weight and get back into great health. Where can I get the meditations of Herokuhuti so I can be strong and confident? Yep. That's exactly what will help you there, Jordan. So let me put it up there one more time. So that's where you can get the Herokuhuti module, bit.ly Herokuhuti is where you can get the Herokuhuti module. All right. If you want to get the entire Herokuhuti cycle, the 3 sessions that we had, the guided meditation, that comes with your membership in Kamitic Guided Meditation. So if you're not a member of Kamitic Guided Meditation, I hope you wrote that down. That was bit.ly Herokuhuti, Herukuhuti. Okay, you can also join us by going here, bit.ly/join KGM, bit.ly/join KGM. And what that does is that enables you to subscribe. It's $24.95 a month. And as soon as you become a subscriber, you get access not only to the current cycle, but you can go back to the archives. So we have the Herokuhuti archives. You can go through all of that information, guided meditations, and get the benefit of those sessions. And you'll also have access to the Tahuti and the Oser and so on, right? So all of the cycles that we've done since we started about 6-7 months ago, you'll have access to that as a member of KGM. I want to welcome those of you that are with us for the first time. KGM stands for Kamitic. Kamitic is ancient Egyptian, Guided Meditation, Kamitic Guided Meditation, one of the most powerful meditation systems on the planet. Denver's in the house, all right. Second Nefer. Beautiful. Yes, yes, the books are coming back one by one. All right, family. So last thing I want to bring to your attention is we are in the midst of rolling out a powerful winter solstice program. The winter solstice is the special time of year. The winter solstice is the actual change of seasons. It's called the solstice because the relationship between the earth and the sun, right, which is called the declination of the earth. So the earth is tilted. It appears to be tilted. I mean, it's tilted on its axis as it addresses the sun. And as it goes around the sun in its orbit, right, that tilt seems to change. And that's what gives us the variations of the seasons. And also, most importantly, the variations of daylight and darkness, which affects us deeply, as you already know, right? People with SADS, seasonal, whatever they call that. Somebody put that in the chat. You know what I'm talking about. You become depressed in the winter, lack of sunlight and all that. You know, that's because that's a fluctuation of the light, a fluctuation of energy. Make sure my energy doesn't run out here. So what happens is for 4 days from the 21st to the 24th, for 4 days from the 21st to the 24th of December, the declination stays the same for 4 days. And that means the hours of light and darkness don't change, right? Yeah, seasonal affective disorder. Thank you very much. You know, so that doesn't change. But that has a powerful effect on your psyche, right? A powerful effect on your psyche. It can affect you for good or for bad, depending on what's going on with you. So our ancient ancestors understood this, and they built their pyramids, temples, Tekkenu, and so forth as the astrological clocks to chart these changes that were occurring, knowing that this affected the population greatly. And they designed meditation systems, ritual systems around that in order to take advantage of the changes of cycles. So one of the most powerful changes of cycles is the winter solstice. This is the period when your spirit is very open, very receptive, right? You're at the peak of receptivity. What do you mean receptivity? I mean the ability for you to go inside yourself, for you to get intuition, meaning to be taught from within, for you to get inspired, meaning inspirited, right? To get into the spirit, right? So that you can exert influence on the occurrences of your life. This is the peak period. And this 4 days of the winter solstice signals the start of the winter solstice season, which actually runs from this point of December 24th all the way to the vernal equinox, March 21st. So this thing about living in harmony with the cycles, exploiting cycles, living according to what the Chinese would call the Tao, the way, the path, right, is respecting the cycles, understanding that cycles have a massive influence on our lives, and it can propel us like a wave. It can accelerate us. It can lift us up, or it can smack us down if we're just standing there not even knowing there's a big wave coming, right? So the winter solstice is very, very important. Very important. So this year we're going to have a winter solstice program, a course for you And we're also going to have a free meditation to the public. And this is where we need your help. We would like to have 10,000 people meditating together, right? All over the world. 10,000 people. Imagine that. 10,000 people chanting the sacred words, intoning the Heka, the mantras, and cultivating the Amen, the inner peace, right? That boundless, unconquerable, unbreakable inner peace that is with us, within us, so that we can spread that influence into the world. Does that make sense, right? Can you imagine that? Imagine the synchronicity, 10,000. Yes. So the 4 days from December 21st to the 24th. So on the 21st, we're going to have a massive meditation. It's going to be broadcast out of New York, our headquarters. Of course, it's going to be guided by the master teacher, Ra'u Nefer Amen. Ra'u Nefer Amen, for those of you who are just popping in here who might not be familiar, Ra'u Nefer Amen is the person who, in the modern era, restored the understanding of the winter solstice. Back in the 70s, he understood this and had hundreds to several thousand people over these years observing the meditation, fasting, meditating, observing the winter solstice. Nobody was talking about the solstice in the 70s. He's the one that brought this knowledge forth, having regained the awareness of the teachings from our ancestors. So this is going to be a massive event. There's no cost to participate in this meditation on the 21st. We want to grab all of our friends, our family, our uncles and aunties and sons and daughters, and we want to have that synchronistic effect, right, to resonate. Yes, that group energy, on the 21st of December. So we'll be helping you, keeping you up to date on that. But in addition to that, there's a winter solstice process. If you really want to change your life, where for 21 days from December 1st to the December 21st, we're going to have a series of classes, meditations, help support sessions to help you to get your meditation game on, to master this process of meditation, right? To master the meditation state, to prepare yourself for having the most powerful 2026. So that'll be a 21-day course, a 21-day program that you'll have access to, right? And after the 4 days of the winter solstice, there will be a continuation throughout January and February and into March to help you to take the work that you do over those 21 days. The 4 meditations is going to be 4 meditations on the 21st, the 22nd, the 23rd, and the 24th. 4 meditations that we will have. And this will be done for course members only, right? So I'll be sending you more information about the course. We're a couple of days from launching that website that will give you all the information to participate in that. And after the 24th, then you'll be able to continue in cohorts to continue this work. So that's the winter solstice of 2025, preparing you to have the best solstice ever, going into the best year ever. It doesn't matter what other people do in this world. There's going to be challenges. There's going to be opportunities. There's going to be opportunities and there's going to be challenges. That's for sure. So the question is, who are you going to bring into 2026? What version of you is going to show up in 2026? That's the most important determinant of your 2026, is what version of you. So with that, I want to give thanks to you all for coming through. and being a part of us. If there's any last questions, you can put those in the chat. And we will see you next Thursday for Kamitic Guided Meditation, the start of the cycle of Heteru. Until then, peace and blessings. Atipu, y'all.
Our ancestors knew the truth. They knew what to do, what to do. Our ancestors were scientists, yes, scientists of the spirit. Our ancestors were wise to observe the solstice time. Our ancestors knew the time to awaken genius in our minds.
Solstice is the time the sun stands still. Solstice is the time for peace and goodwill.
Solstice is the time to meditate so deep. Solstice is the time to slumber and sleep. Solstice is the time the sun stands still. Solstice is the time for peace and goodwill. Solstice is the time to meditate so deep. Solstice is the time to slumber and sleep. Our spirit stands ready, ready to receive whatever we sow, we shall reap. If we have some goals, we will to achieve. Solstice is the time to plant those seeds.
Solstice is the time divinely designed. Solstice is the time to train your mind.
Solstice is the time to focus on our needs. Solstice is the time to examine our needs. Solstice is the time divinely designed. Solstice is the time to train your mind. Solstice is the time to focus on our needs. Solstice is the time to examine our needs. Our ancestors taught us when we meditate, our spirits will deliver what we cultivate. Solstice is the time.
Solstice goes the mind.
Solstice is the time.
Cultivate your mind.
A time to cultivate your mind.
Are you ready to take a journey within? Know that peace is your true nature. Peace is yours eternally. Whenever, wherever, peace is yours.
Spirit stands ready, is the time to